Continuing the international flavor of this year's awards, we travel to Europe. Dr. Andrea Luxton was born and raised in England, the daughter of two educators. Their passion for teaching was infectious, and she caught the same vision. She enjoyed public speaking and drama, and held a number of leadership positions throughout her school years. A year as a student missionary in Nigeria ignited a broader vision for the needs of Adventist education internationally. Over the years, Dr. Luxton has blazed a trail for Adventist women worldwide. Today, she is Associate Director of Education at the General Conference. She was qualified for this major responsibility by her experience as President of Newbold College in England, Education Director of the British Union, and Vice President at Canadian University College. Along with her passion for religious education, Dr. Luxton introduced women's ministries to the churches and conferences of the British Union. A defining mark of her ministry has been a strong emphasis on team building, as she explained in a recent ministry professional growth seminar.
There are those few experiences in life that are unforgettable. When we look back on them, they appear humorous. At the time, they're anything but humorous. I remember one of my first forays into public performance with my clarinet. I was a teenager at the time, and I had just about reached that respectable standard of playing. I had a friend who played the violin, and we'd been asked to play together accompanying the school choir. Well, we'd been practicing a long time, and when the day came, we were feeling pretty confident. The audience was large, at least in our eyes, and everything began very well. We had just relaxed into the piece when suddenly there was a loud crack. My friend took his violin down and looked at it, and the neck rest had broken. But it wasn't a problem that would stop him playing, so he started playing again. But that's when everything went wrong. In those few seconds that he had taken his violin down, he had lost his place. And when he restarted playing, he jumped a line. Well, to this day, I don't quite know why I made this decision, but I decided it was better to play with him than the choir. So I jumped a line as well. The problem was that while I jumped a line, he had realized what he had done, so he tried to get back to where he was before. I can assure you that the rest of the song defied imagination as we chased each other all around the music. Meanwhile, the music director gallantly continued directing the choir as though nothing had happened. The only good news is that we all ended at the same time and in the same place, thanks to an interminably long note by the choir at the end.
We were interested to know at what age she decided to become a teacher.
Well, I think that was about when I was 4. My mother used to have this tin of buttons of every shape and size, and that she used to collect, and I remember having them all on the floor, about 200 of them, and they were all classes at school, so I knew then I was going to be a teacher, and I think that's when it all started, and I really changed my mind after that. Had a few changes, few blips, but basically that was it.
Having come so far in Adventist leadership, we asked what difficulties she may have encountered along the way.
Education is probably one of the most open areas in the church for women. There was a point when I was at college when I swung towards ministry. I studied theology and was very interested in going into ministry. The reason I didn't go that route after my first degree was on the advice of a number of people who said, look, you know, the way things are in the church right now, you will be able to do more for the church if you move into education. And so that's what I did. I moved back into education, and I haven't really found any problems from that point. But in the more pastoral area, if I had pursued that, then I'm sure there would have been a lot more hurdles, yes.
Having served and traveled in so many parts of the world, promoting both women's ministries and Christian education, we asked her how she would like to be remembered.
My area is English literature, and there's a very famous poem by Thomas Gray, Elegy in a Country Churchyard, and he wanders through the churchyard looking at the gravestones, and then at the end he reflects on what he wants to be remembered by. And as he reflects, it is not so much what he did, but who he was. And I think I resonate with that concept.